Khabib Nurmagomedov's story is not just about becoming a champion. It's a story built on hardship, discipline, pressure, and sacrifice, because even as a child, Khabib never lived a normal life. Growing up in the mountains of Dagestan, Russia, Khabib was surrounded by toughness from the very beginning. Life in the small mountain villages was already difficult, but the person who shaped his life the most was his father, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. He was a former soldier and an incredibly strict coach. Even when Khabib was very young, his father never treated him like an ordinary child. He saw something special in him. Khabib's childhood wasn't spent playing games. It was spent training. He woke up early in the morning, wrestled for hours, and pushed himself until exhaustion. His father wasn't only teaching him technique, he was teaching him how to endure pain. In Dagestan's fighting culture, being strong wasn't a choice, it was survival. Years later, people on the internet were shocked when they saw the famous video of young Khabib wrestling a bear. But for him, it was normal. That video perfectly represented the environment he grew up in. In his world, kids were expected to become tough at a very young age. As he got older, Khabib started dominating wrestling and sambo tournaments. His strength, cardio, and relentless pressure made him stand out. But what truly separated him from others was his mentality. He almost never looked tired. He stayed calm under pressure. And his father constantly repeated the same message to him: your opponent must fear you. When Khabib eventually arrived in the UFC, many people didn't fully understand how dangerous he was. He wasn't loud. He didn't scream at press conferences or chase attention online. He simply walked into the cage and destroyed people. Some fans even called his style boring because he took opponents down and controlled them for entire fights. But over time, everyone realized the truth. Nobody could stop his wrestling. Rafael dos Anjos, Michael Johnson, Edson Barboza, all of them looked helpless under Khabib's pressure. And during the Michael Johnson fight, one of his quotes became legendary: "I have to fight for my belt. I have to fight for my father." Because for Khabib, fighting was never just about money or fame. He was carrying his family's dream. Then came the rivalry with Conor McGregor. This wasn't just another UFC fight anymore. The press conferences, insults, bus attack, and personal hatred turned it into something much bigger. The entire world was watching. Conor tried to play his usual psychological games, but Khabib's expression never changed. He stayed silent, but inside, there was anger. When fight night finally arrived, millions of people were watching around the world. Khabib wasn't only fighting to win, he was fighting to prove who he really was. Throughout the fight, he pressured Conor non-stop, took him down repeatedly, and never gave him space to breathe. Eventually, he won by submission. That night made Khabib one of the biggest stars in the world. But the hardest moment of his life came later. In 2020, his father Abdulmanap passed away. The loss completely changed Khabib. His father had always been the person guiding him, motivating him, and standing beside him through everything. In many interviews, Khabib admitted it became incredibly difficult to continue without him. Then came the fight against Dustin. Many believed Khabib was mentally broken going into the fight. But once again, he won. And after the fight, when he collapsed to the canvas crying, it became one of the most emotional moments in UFC history. Because at that moment, people didn't just see a fighter, they saw a son grieving his father. And then he shocked the world. He retired undefeated at 29-0. Many fans thought he would eventually come back, but he never did, because he had promised his mother that he wouldn't continue fighting without his father by his side. Today, people don't remember Khabib only because he was undefeated. What made him special was his discipline, loyalty, and mental strength. A boy from a small village in Dagestan became one of the most feared fighters the world had ever seen.